Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell is this?
Oh, don't touch that. That's the cell service for all.
Hey everybody,
Oh, hey there.
and welcome back to Pixel Junkies podcast episode 125?
124.
124. My apologies.
Adam never gets the number right.
Well, I
Well, he
can't
never
actually
gets
see
the
number
intro,
'cause it's
so-
on Rory's computer.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to never get the intro, so there we go.
That's what I was saying.
Now we know why.
Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend.
Well,
Our
I mean-
Friday was a bit hectic.
You also super lean in, Rory, to figure out the number. I mean, you make
I
an
do,
effort,
yeah.
but
Oh no, I move the
Episode
mic over
number-
and I dive in. Yeah, I get into it.
yeah. Anyway,
I
this
get
is too
prepped
loud.
for these.
Yeah, that 5 minutes of prep. We're playing.
124.
We're playing the Long Dark because it's finally out of early access, and it's got a story mode now.
You
All I
got
can
a
interact
thing
with
through your
it.
hand there, and that's not good.
Yeah. Oh,
I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. If you lived on the east coast of Canada, you probably didn't have an enjoyable Friday.
or had no idea what that intro was about if we used it.
We should explain if we did use it. Hopefully we'll use it. Hopefully
Yeah.
there's something good in there. We worked very hard in it. If you were so there's two main service provider, internet and cell service, phone, internet, cable service providers in Canada, Rogers and Bell. And most people go with Bell because they're better than Rogers. They just are. And on Friday past, all of East Canada lost cell service, and some people lost internet, and most people lost phones for about 6 hours. 6 hours.
Something like that. Landlines were also affected.
I said phone lines.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, but I'm just
okay.
clarifying that it wasn't just cell phones.
Yeah,
that
as
were
well as
affected.
emergency services.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so emergency services were down, which was probably the worst thing.
Yeah.
Aaron, what caused that? It must have been something really important, right? Not like it was something major that happened.
Oh yeah, it definitely wasn't just some contracting crew. For some reason, out poking around where Bell has all their cables and decided to unplug it.
They caught it, didn't they?
Or cut it, rather, yeah. And more irreversibly damaged.
Yeah, because then I'm assuming they had to get crews out there to splice all the cables together that they cut. You can just imagine the two crews being, "Oh, geez, boy, I'm sorry. Sorry about that there."
Yeah, knowing like contracting companies in this province,
It wasn't in this province.
they're not going to have to, well, in this side of the country,
Yeah.
this province specifically, they'll probably get away with having to pay for any of it. Like, oh yeah, no, like, yeah, okay, we got to run like another, because you guys cut this cable, and as Jordan was saying, who worked with Bell Alliant a couple of years back, I'm assuming he's privy to how that stuff works, says that splicing a fiber cable will never be as good as just a regular cable again. That sort of stands as a reason for a lot of things, but for very high speed
Yeah.
data transfer, it's not going to be as good again.
Well, they just put some tape on that. That'll be fine, right?
Yeah. Oh, totally. Yeah. And so,
There's a worrying amount of bones in here.
yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
And so, it's like, oh well, we got to run all new cables now to fix this problem. That'll be like a total of $9 million worth of cable. And sorry, but I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah, didn't mean to do that, boy.
Yeah, and then they'll just walk away.
Anyway, it's Friday, so we're all gonna go home early. Joe's got to get quiet out. We're gonna go down and get a bit of fishing on a quay.
Yeah.
Can't be at work there,
So
boy.
nice job.
So yeah, they cut the cable. It was very annoying.
Yep.
And also very dangerous because we talked about it, but I want to emphasize this fact. We lost emergency services, so not even 911.
Not
was
even
working.
9/11 could have stopped it.
No. Yeah, so not even 911 was working in a lot of places.
Yeah.
So if you were
Yeah,
having
it
a
had
medical...
it was like patchy, like what was happening. It was like some places stuff was good, other places stuff was bad. It was up and down.
So if you were having some sort of emergency, I hope you weren't expecting emergency services to get a hold of emergency services.
One thing I
that's
learned
that's
is
an
that
unreasonable.
I saw the police were like updating on their Twitter, right? And so one thing I learned during this whole thing was that on like the police's like Twitter page, they have this thing, and it's like, by the way, this isn't like monitored 24/7. This Twitter page. If you have an emergency, like call 911. I'm like, who who tweeted at the police when they were having an emergency?
My mom is not feeling very well. We need an ambulance to our location immediately. # heart attack.
Yeah, exactly. Really though, they
So yeah,
you know they got that there for a reason, right? Like someone that's how warnings come up. Warnings are never proactive. Warnings come up when someone does something.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
so that was kind of like an interesting turn to our Friday afternoon. I was in a meeting for most of Friday afternoon, so I sort of missed all the.
It's funny because I was doing some work on this woman's like alarm system because her it wouldn't connect to the phone. So I just unplugged her phone in the house, and I lost cell service. So for about 30 seconds, I was like, what did I just do?
Knocked out a satellite.
Yeah.
You just look outside, you just see like as the satellite crashes.
No, not a bike this week. Some dude in a truck or something.
Oh
Nice
man, that's a vintage 1987 Camaro with at least 3 dead bodies in the trunk. You could hear by the weight. You hear that engine strain? It has to be at least 50 kilos in there. That car can't deal with that kind of weight.
Yeah, it was interesting. Like when I woke up, I was like, no cell service.
I'm
And
swimming
I
around 2.
moved it around. Yeah, probably around then. And I was like, oh well, whatever. Maybe there's a satellite blowing up or something. Something cool. Not some stupid ass contractor unplugging shit and cutting shit. Like, oh yeah, I gotta move this cable out of the way.
Oh, no, boy, just cut that. That happens so often in my job because I install security systems, and there's so often that we'll go to a job site because we have an alarm in an existing house, and they have contractors there redoing the building, and the contractor's like, listen, we saw this cable in the wall, we didn't know what it was, but didn't look important, so we cut it. And I'm like, what kind of attitude is that? Oh, it didn't look important. So we cut it. I mean, lots of stuff that is important doesn't look important. Like, oh, we turned the knob down on this. We didn't know what this was, so we unplugged it. It's like, yeah, that was the plug that kept all of the organs alive for organ transplants. The freezer is thawed out and they're all useless now. At least 10,000 people are gonna die. But it's a good thing you unplugged that because your iPhone needed to be charged.
Oh, that's too bad.
Sorry, ain't nothing I can do about that. Jeez, that's some bit of bad luck there, isn't it?
Fuck the fire.
Just you're working for, I'm assuming, Bell Alliant. First off, I have to wonder where are these cables located in the building that cutting 2 cables takes down East Coast of Canada cell internet and phone service.
Did anyone lose internet?
Some people lost internet.
Oh,
I know
sucks.
a lot of debit machines and stuff went down.
All right, yeah.
Oh.
And why is the whole system being able to be taken down by the cutting of like a few cables? You know?
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a reason for it.
Yeah, there should totally be more redundancies than just one cable right next to the original cable.
Nobody continues to cut through a cable.
The weird one for me is the fact that, so like, I don't know much about this particular brand of computing, but like, or I'll say technology more than computing, but like, the interesting thing to me is when they were like investigating it, they were like, we're like looking into it, see what happened. You would think if there was something like that, like a system whereby we're reliant on, let's say, this set of cables, whereby if something happened to the cables, you have an alert that meant specifically that, an error message, like error message 23.
Some cables contractor cut the cable.
Yeah, like the cables are gone, rather than have to do this like investigation. Like, I don't know, that just to me as a programmer, it'd be like one of the first things is like specific error messages.
So I'm flicking the thingy.
Nah.
Yeah, it's probably better than, Bell coming on Twitter and be like, yeah, cell's down, it's probably North Korea, bye.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Did they do that?
No.
No, of course they didn't.
But they didn't specify.
Like that'd be funny if they did. Like, it probably is ISIS or North Korea. Because the woman's house that we were doing was she was an older woman, and the guy I was working with made a joke saying, "Oh yeah, it's probably terrorists," and she started to lose her mind, and she had to like, "I gotta call my nephew and make sure that he's okay." And we're like, "No, we were joking." She's like, "It's all them foreigners they're letting into this country. They should all be sent back." I'm like, "All right."
Yeah, this took a strange turn.
Back to your hole. Calm down.
Yeah.
Oh, did I beat the level? All right, cool. I'm the real David Hayter.
What?
He does the... Well, he did the male voice in this.
Oh.
I think he's doing this one. I can't really hear it because I turned it down. But it sounds like it could be him, maybe.
You know what he could do? You know what it should have been? It should have been not Bear Grylls, but the other guy.
The guy that died?
Did he die?
I don't know. There was like man versus bears or something.
Who are you talking about? Lestrade?
Yeah, Lestrade.
I don't know who that is.
Lestrade.
Yeah, he's still alive, right?
I assume, unless like something like very sudden and tragic happened that I didn't hear about.
Oh, I don't know. They all died, though.
He has a couple of cool stories because, like, unlike Bear Grylls, he actually has he actually I think it's just him. I don't think there's a crew that goes with him. But with Bear Grylls, he's got like, yeah, I'm out here roughing it in the wild, and then you're caught, and then he goes over to his trailer.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like the
drink my own
episodes
pee.
with Bear Grylls where it's like, now we got to cross this perilous branch over this like 200-foot drop to get to the other side, and he like tippy-toes across, like, man, that's difficult. And then the cameraman follows him, like, that guy has to film you doing it and also not fall. Like, that's totally props to the camera guy there. But I don't know. Bear Grylls is all right. He's like, here's what not to do, and then does the thing.
Yeah. It's like that dude. I can't remember if I showed you online there, but it was the dude online who he lets all these insects and stuff sting him. So it was I've heard that the bullet ant is the most powerful sting in the world. Let's let him bite me, and then it bites him, and he starts like frothing at the mouth and going into a seizure. And you hear the cameraman like, "Dude, are you okay? I'm really starting to get scared, man. Are you all right?" He's like, "Pain. There's so much pain." He's like, "Come on, man, knock it off."
Knock it off.
Mom's gonna get really mad. Knock it off, man. You're scaring me, man. Remember doing that as a kid, like having one friend be really hurt and everybody be like, "Ah," and then they'd be like, "Stop it! You're scaring us, man."
Come on. It's like he's really fucking hurt. Fucking help him. No, I'm gonna get in trouble.
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck your friends.
I think it was a story. Like one of my buddies back in the day. I don't hang out with him anymore. He broke his arm, and he
That's
was
cool.
like, or his leg or something, and he couldn't ride his bike back. So the two other kids that were with him was like, "We'll go get help," and then they just went home. And they left. One of the kids brought his bike back, and then they called later, being like, the kid who's hurt his leg's mom called the other two. Was like, "There's my son at your house?" And they're like, "No, we don't know where he is." And then they asked one of them was like, "Oh yeah, he broke his leg, but we kind of forgot." So they found him like 3 hours later, still sitting in the same spot.
I don't think fires work this way, but okay.
What?
Just pile on the wood 4 seconds after making it and have a fire that lasts 9 hours and 8 minutes. Don't think it works like that, but holy shit, it's gonna get hot in here. Okay, it just went up. It fucking shot up to 102 degrees and it stayed there.
Also, the best thing about setting the fire off in the cave is all the smoke collects down where you're breathing, so it keeps your lungs warm.
Yeah.
Every 2 minutes, you have to run out of the cave and take a deep breath, like.
It's like the cave goes up inside and there's just a big empty cavern. Like it's just black smoke pouring out of it. I'm surviving. All right.
When can you drink your own piss?
I don't know. You're just. Oh man, who's that guy that sucks his own knob? Marilyn Manson did it. Allegedly.
I think that was a rumor.
No, it's true, Rory.
Also, that
Explore the ravine.
Trump's former not press secretary, but the
Oh, good. I need to listen to stuff.
well, whatever. Basically, the head of his communications, director of communications, was Anthony Scaramucci. Also, as he liked people to call him the Mooch. I'm not even kidding. That was how he wanted people to refer to him as, was the Mooch. He once said of Steve Bannon, "That dude can suck his own cock." Or, "That dude sucks his own cock."
Oh, okay, here we go. Oh man, now it becomes a puzzle game. Oh no, never mind. I thought I was gonna smash it open. Can I look at it at least?
Here-
Oh, cutscene.
Here's the thing about that. You know, if you're dealing with a lock case, you're in a survival situation, you literally have infinite time. You're going to try, if it's a 3-combination lock, you're going to try every combination. It's not going to take you that long.
Jackrabbit remote.
I think
Or you could just go like this with it, like really shitty like Walmart bike locks, and you just go like that and pull on it, and eventually it'll just open.
Yeah.
Or
Slow down. What are you talking about?
was that a lock or was that a safe? I think I had slow news week if you can tell.
Oh,
could
man,
just,
look at that dude's red nose.
Yeah.
He's like, is that Santa Claus? Does he have a bowl full of jelly?
No, it's just paint.
Oh, okay. Oh, now he's wearing glasses.
Wasn't that?
Oh, no, oh, man, it's this woman. Is that Jen Hale?
What are you doing here?
I think so.
Also, why is Bernie Burns there?
Yeah, it's totally Jen Hale.
Years.
Yep.
I haven't.
Well, I mean, what else? What do we have to talk about this week
We
other
have
than
to talk about some
losing
stuff
cell
we didn't get
service?
to last week.
Yeah, that's yep.
So, I guess we can start off with the Defenders trailer.
No,
Hmm.
no, not me.
Yeah, Defenders trailer.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean, I was waiting for Roy to cue in there.
Oh yeah.
I
Sorry.
assumed he's the most excited by this.
Defenders trailer. It was cool. I mean, I think the Defenders will be cool. There's no
I didn't
reason
watch it.
to think that it isn't. Like,
I mean, I guess I did.
yeah, you did. Yeah, you for sure. You did.
I thought I watched the teaser months ago. I forgot they were separate things.
I think it'll be really interesting. They like.
Who's
Yeah.
who's the girl who plays
nothing there
who plays
I know.
Kristen Ritter.
yeah, thank you,
Yeah,
Kristen Ritter.
Yeah.
So I'm really sad that they got rid of Kristen
Still trying
Ritter
to save the
and
world.
replaced her actress.
Are
the
you
actress.
already like segueing into another topic, Adam?
No, I'm just saying. I'm really
Okay.
sad that they replaced that actress with a CGI dog.
Oh no, okay. Actually that what you just
job.
brought up isn't even on the topic list. So
We've-
thank
well,
you.
we've
We'll
talked
get to
about
it
it before.
eventually.
Yeah, he's trying to make do a callback.
Yeah, but anyway, we'll get to what I was thinking about in a minute.
This is a
The
low energy
Defenders.
podcast. Is what this is.
Stop being low energy.
See, there's that thing about
I got a
questions,
Facebook
remember?
request from
What's
Poppy
in the case?
Kermit
No.
Hambley.
Oh, that's good. Totally not a bot.
I think it's probably a bot. Yeah.
Do you think so?
Do they only have one photo and it was posted like 8 minutes ago?
Let
Probably
me check,
bot.
Aaron.
You walk in here after.
I think you're wrong.
Mm.
I could have been dead.
Oh man, she got her tits out and it's the
Then you
only
show up and
photo.
want me to just risk my life flying into the middle
Totally
of the
not a
great
bot.
middle of nowhere to deliver you and some
Yeah,
empty
also,
metal case
I don't
to
know.
some remote
The Defenders don't
forest
excite me really. I'm excited
She
to
has four friends though.
see. Oh man, totally wow.
I'm excited by a Marvel TV show on Netflix.
Yeah, especially one that's like maybe going after like a pseudo Avengers feel,
Yeah, like
like mini Avengers.
like intuitively, like I wasn't like
Aaron,
I'm
I feel it too.
ye of little
Take me
faith.
or not?
She
The
has
longer I wait, the worse it'll
2
get.
pictures. If
Oh,
you want to
wow.
hear her only Facebook update? Hello, winky smiley face emoji. I'm here because I need variety, and I want to experience something new. Smiley face, interesting, seductive, and has
Well,
legs to
if
the
you want to
neck.
experience something new, don't
and
use
what?
Facebook.
What?
And has legs to the neck.
I don't think
Winky
that's a
face,
saying.
Kissy face. Also has lots of horny fantasies. I want to live. I have a very crispy.
Want to live?
I have a very crispy body with 2 beautiful breasts, and
Crispy?
then a link.
Is this a chicken?
Oh my god,
I already have honey, so maybe.
honey, long legs, crispy.
You should accept that friend request, Adam.
Oh man, that's all the crispy honey, long legs. That's all the ingredients of chicken.
That was a hell of a long cutscene inside that box I found.
But yeah, I think I'm more of excited at the prospect of another one of these shows. And correct me if I'm wrong, it's Drew Goddard doing this as well.
I think so.
If it is, like, Drew Goddard's like a badass, right? Like,
Yeah.
Is he? Could he take a bear in a fight?
yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
he just
well,
write it out of existence.
Has
in
he
some
has he
clever way.
had any duds?
Has he had any duds? I don't remember any duds that he did. Like Daredevil was killer, Cabin in the Woods was killer. Yeah, I'm trying to think of a bad thing Drew Goddard did. You know what? I'm just gonna check. I'm gonna double check because
I'm
that's the
assuming
kind of podcast
because
this
a
is.
lot of other people involved with this project happened to be involved with this project. It was bad that he was somehow involved with Aliens 4 Resurrection.
What the how do I put shit on? I found a code. Oh, it's frozen.
Oh man. Now how are you gonna wear
Okay,
that?
Whatever. Fuck it. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have to get off this mountain.
Yeah, eventually.
No
Oh, there's
duds.
a-
No duds.
I'm just gonna
There's
climb
a
into
ravaged
this
deer
thing.
carcass.
No, he spent most of his career working on like Joss Whedon adjacent things, and they were all killer.
That's good. Did he
Cool.
work on the Killers?
The Killers?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Did he work with or on the Killers?
Like the band?
Yes.
Not to my knowledge.
Well then, why are you bringing that up for?
So what else do we have
Right on,
on the
yeah.
list?
So basically, if you don't know what the Defenders are, it's Jessica Drew,
Jessica Jones.
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
Nancy Drew.
Yeah, whatever.
Nancy Drew.
Jessica Jones,
Hardy
Matt Murdock, Luke Cage, and I forget his name.
Danny Rand.
Danny Rand from who are Iron Fist, Luke Cage. Power Man is, I think, his superhero name, but he really only goes by Luke Cage. Jessica Jones and Daredevil, and they're forming a team to take on the Hand, which is a group of ninjas that are trying to take over New York that are led by Sigourney Weaver because she's in everything now. She's doing I think they call it in the movie biz. She's doing a Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey. What's his name?
McConaughey.
Yeah, there we go.
You got
Yeah.
McConaughey right, yeah.
Matthew
That actually
McConaughey.
transitions pretty neatly into The Dark Tower, which apparently sucks.
How does it?
Yeah, apparently
mean-
it's terrible.
Yeah, the trailer wasn't great.
I thought the trailer looked all right.
I don't know. I wasn't about it. It looked interesting, but then it got shittier towards the end.
I'm usually like, I don't know. I think I was looking. I usually don't like to look forward to movies based on actors because I think that's a very fast road to disappointment. Because actors don't make movies; they're a part of movies, and I think oftentimes an over-credited part. But sometimes, like especially if you have an actor who's been picking a lot of good scripts lately, like Matthew McConaughey, I think has done like a lot of good movies lately. You want. You get your high hopes up because that's consistency, and consistency is a pattern.
And Idris Elba
Or they were
is
just
another
paid a
Idris
shitload of
Elba-
money to be in it.
one. Plus, it's based off of Stephen King's probably most beloved ever book series.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not 100% on that narrative. It might work as a book, but as a movie, it just seemed confusing. Like, why is it even a plot?
What do you mean?
Well, I just didn't understand why there's like a dark world that's protected by the dude with a gun. And
Well, it's a bit more complicated than that. I don't want to
but
get
the problem is
super-
it doesn't seem like it is in the movie.
Yeah, maybe it isn't. But I mean, to be honest, Stephen King has a long history of his books not being adapted very well. I think the only one that had a good adaptation was The Shining, really. And maybe and Carrie. Carrie was also.
Oh
a
yeah,
sequel.
yeah, Carrie, yeah,
But
of
that's
course.
2 out of however many else were.
Yeah,
It-
a lot of books, a lot of adaptations.
Like the miniseries was awful. I don't care what you say. Although the one redeeming part of that was friggin' what's his name as the clown. Why can't I remember his name?
what else has he been in?
He played Nigel Thornberry in the Thornberries. Anyway,
Tim Curry.
Tim Curry. There we go. I don't know why I did
That was your go-to Tim Curry role?
Yeah. What's your go-to Tim Curry
It's
role?
like what?
What's your go-to Tim Curry role?
Honestly, the Addams Family. You know
Wrong.
what? That's equally as weird.
Your fake
as a
news.
go-to.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Wrong.
See, that's a legit go-to Tim
Fake
Curry role.
news.
The
Yeah. So.
The Joker.
What
Wasn't he the Joker at one point?
was he?
I don't know. Maybe he wasn't.
I'm pretty sure you mean Heath Ledger.
Oh yeah, there you go. Heath Curry.
He also played Captain Cook in A Muppet's Treasure Island, which is my personal favorite adaptation.
I don't know if I watched any of those adaptations.
It's good.
I believe you.
Quite good. Anyway, so yeah. Hopefully, The Dark Tower is good because I like I'm not done the book series, but I like it so far. It's very genre written, if that makes sense. Like it's very much like this is a western with a lot of fantasy elements in it. So far I'm only partway through the second book. So far, it hasn't become too friggin' Stephen King-ish, if that makes sense. So it's not like there's no psychic children, and there's no Maine, and there's no like loss of childhood innocence. Yeah, actually, there was that one, but
Well, you could be part of the 19% who enjoy the film.
when's it coming out?
It's
Or is it out?
Out, as far as I know.
Oh, I
yeah.
thought it came out next week.
No, I think it's out.
No.
Y'all can double check at home because I won't.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
so
dope.
hopefully it's got like I was sitting at 19 on Rotten Tomatoes when I checked.
Yeah.
last night.
Also, the Emoji Movie is out.
That is apparently last time I checked had a 0 on
Yeah,
Rotten
it's
Tomatoes.
apparently just fucking awful.
Yeah,
I mean, go figure, really.
Who directed?
I was.
And
I don't
did
care.
anybody direct it? Donald Trump.
Anything that just kind of spawned emoji.
I'm kind of curious, see if it's anyone like who's like usually good.
Like like everyone going into that movie must have known it was fail. Who went into that movie thinking it was going to be good? What do you think it scores on Rotten Tomatoes?
I'm gonna say a
Question
2.
is, who went into that movie
Actually,
thinking it was a
6.
different movie? Oh man, I'm gonna see Transformers or something. Oh man, what is this garbage?
No, I meant the actors and stuff. Do you think T.J. Miller went into that being like?
Oh, he's in it.
Yeah, do you think
Sweet.
he's like as long as it's not as bad a movie as Transformers 4, but I highly doubt whatever you're gonna pitch to me is as bad as Transformers 4.
Why
It's
does
like,
that guy do bad movies anymore? I don't
well,
understand.
apparently-
he's funny.
He
Like,
didn't go into it expecting it to be something else. He went into it expecting it to be like the next step in funny, from what I heard. It's like, this is where comedy's going, and it's like, no.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm kind of questioning T.J. Miller's judgment at this point
Mm-hmm.
as to what good things are. Transformers. What good movies has he been
Deadpool.
Deadpool.
in? Okay, and Cloverfield.
He's also in
Yes.
that show. What's that show? It's the nerds.
The IT crowd.
No, not the IT crowd.
Big Bang Theory.
No, it's a
Scorpion.
like a good show. Come on, what's
Scorpion.
the hold on?
Directed
I'm gonna double
by
check.
Tony
Stark.
Leonidas. Tony Landis. He
All
has okay, he's the story artist for films such as The Prince of Egypt, which is one of the best animated movies of all time, and The Lion King 2, Simba's Pride, which is one of the most average animated films of all time, right in the middle. He did Kronk's New Groove. He did Lilo and Stitch 2, and the sequel.
Silicon Valley. That's the show I was thinking
Yeah,
of.
didn't he left that and said, let's do the Emoji Movie.
Good
It-
work.
It'll be better.
He
10
did-
out of 10 decision.
He did Igor, which, if I remember correctly, was awful. He did Boo,
Igor?
the Bureau of Otherworldly
I think it's Igor.
Yeah,
Operations,
Igor.
Which
I thought it was like some sort of Apple movie about Al Gore. Like Igor. Or I, Gore.
What else did he do? Oh, he did he was this. What did he direct?
The Emoji Movie. They somehow got fucking Sir Patrick Stewart, to be the crap
First a
emoji.
Nazi and now a poop.
Yeah, he's a poop emoji.
Man, that was one hell of a crash. You can't fly a plane at all.
Yep. Oh, here we go. This is what happens probably.
Let's see the reception here. I heard
A backstory for this game, to cut back to this game. There was like actually kind of thematically lined up a little bit with our intro today because of the whole contractors being stupid. The narrative in this game is about like a magnetic thing knocking all, like I guess an EMP or maybe a solar flare or something like that knocks out all of electronics, and that's why he crashed.
So, the Emoji Movie was released alongside Atomic Blonde, which I haven't seen yet. I really want to though, and was projected to gross around $20 million from the theaters. It made $900,000 on Thursday night previews and $10 million on its first day. It went on to debut $24 million. Oh my god, it made its money back. Finishing second at the box office behind
Sequel
Dunkirk.
confirmed.
Oh my god, no! I should go see it. Well, no, I can't. I'll watch it on Netflix in bits when it comes out on Netflix because I really can't. I'm not paying $20 to go see this piece of shit, but I do want to see it.
What?
The Emoji Movie.
You want to see it?
Yes, but I'm not going to pay any money for it. Review embargoes for the film were lifted midday. So there were review embargoes. So people, you didn't know what they were going into beforehand.
Garbage. You know it's going to be garbage.
Critics panned the Emoji Movie, calling it unfunny and a waste of time, and compared it unfavorably to the Lego Movie, Inside Out, and Wreck-It Ralph, with some calling it the worst animated film of all time, which it isn't because Food Fight exists, as so does Legend of the Titanic 2, but there we go.
Yeah, well, at least Charlie Sheen was in Food Fight.
Have you seen Food Fight?
Yeah, it's fucking awful, but it's almost good awful.
Yeah, I guess.
It's like watchable because it's feces.
I wonder if this is good awful or if this is just bad awful.
It's just bad, from what I heard. It's just bad. It's not like funny bad. It's not like good bad. It's just bad. Don't bother is what I heard. I haven't seen it myself, but I've heard from multiple people, just don't fucking bother with this movie. Which, I mean, I don't know what you can do with a movie about emojis. It's like...
Well, you could do...
What's the narrative? Like,
Well, that's the thing. Like, when they did Pirates of the Caribbean, which is a movie about a theme park ride, they were like, there's no plot or characters. We gotta add some plot and characters.
Yeah,
but when
but-
they did Transformers, which is a movie about a bunch of fucking toys, they were like, there's no plot or characters. Let's not bother with adding the plot and characters. Screw that.
yeah, but how
Like,
easy is it to add narrative to pirates or fighting robots? It's pretty
Oh,
easy.
I see where you're going at.
Like,
yeah,
these
yeah,
are
yeah.
just pictures of faces and crap.
Yeah. But for the record, they didn't successfully add the plot to the robot bit.
Well, they did.
That-
Well,
They didn't. They didn't in the movie. So David Einrich of IndieWire gave the film a D rating. Make no
IndieWire.
mistakes. Whatever. The movie. The
Why
Emoji
do you
Movie
never
is
want to
very,
let-
very, very bad. We're talking about a hyperactive piece of corporate propaganda in which
That's why it came
Spotify saves the world and Sir Patrick Stewart voices a living turd.
Oh, I do like Spotify.
And apparently it's so bad that Siskel and Ebert rose from the graves and beat the shit out of the director. I made that last one up, but there we go.
yeah. I mean, you know, what's the plot going to be? It's like...
Apparently the plot ends in completely undercuts the message of the film.
I mean, well, what would the message be? That, like, you don't need to be a set... You don't need to be a specific...
Thing.
You don't need to
can-
fit a mold, because
Yeah.
you're you.
Yeah, that's the... Man, it's a good
Oh.
thing Disney hasn't been doing that message since the fucking 30s.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was the plot to Beauty and the Beast, wasn't it? Which, if I remember correctly, was rated... If only this was
No.
the Emoji Movie.
You're wrong, Adam. The moral of Beauty and the Beast is that ugly dudes can fuck hot bitches. That's the moral of the story.
Oh, okay. My mistake.
Yeah, damn right. Take this thing. Oh, okay.
So yeah,
Run for your life from what?
apparently there's some bad movies out, which is interesting.
What are you gonna run for your life from?
I don't know.
We
Aren't
didn't.
you out in the woods sometimes and notifications pop up to tell you to run and you just do it without
How
question?
how frightening would that be? You're just like out walking. It's like run for your life. It's like what? Like you get a notification on your phone.
Hello?
And,
We didn't talk about the Justice League trailer last week.
oh
Like,
yeah.
fuck off.
Justice League had a trailer. Just totally,
alright.
totally satisfactory. Yeah, I mean,
Aquaman's in it. He's pretty cool.
yeah, like there's not a lot of like when it comes down to trailers, like unless you're exceptional, you're usually just okay at this point. Like
Every trailer, unless you're like the Star Wars trailer for Episode 7, which was one of the best trailers I've ever seen in my life, made me super hyped for that movie. You're
Contrary to episode 8 trailer, which you forgot existed.
yeah, but it's in Adam's defense,
it's forgettable.
It's forgettable.
It's totally not forgettable.
Well, it's not forgettable that it existed. I'm not defending Adam too much. What I'm saying is, like,
Oh,
the trailer itself is like...
God forbid Adam
it's
ever
like-
makes a point on this fucking show that everybody's, that's a good point. Adam says, like, ah, you're a fucking plebeian.
The trailer itself is like, okay. Like, I think its impact in terms of being an episode 8 trailer is big. But I think the trailer itself is like, it gets the job done, but I don't think it's anything insanely amazing.
Well, no. Well, I mean, they're not going to spoil the movie. Like, I feel like they do a good job in showing you the new locations, the new things, and make you go, oh, what's that? But without going like, here's Rey is Obi-Wan's daughter, and now he's talking to her through the Force.
That
I
would
don't. I didn't think it was as good as like the Rogue One trailer, for instance. which
There's
I
a
thought
bunch
that
of
the Rogue
reasons
One
why
trailer was
that doesn't
killer.
make any
Yeah.
sense, but I really hope
I
that's
think-
not the twist.
What? Sorry. What are we talking about?
Like that Rey is Obi-Wan's daughter.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. They.
Well, you're gonna seem like a dumbass come December, Adam, when she's Qui-Gon's granddaughter or something like that.
I will bet you a coffee that Rey is
High rolling.
is not Obi-Wan's daughter.
I mean, I'm not 100% on this, but I would like her to be Obi-Wan's granddaughter.
Okay, and it is a coffee, so it's not like a Tim Hortons
Yeah.
drink.
So after the movie, someone's getting a free coffee.
Yeah, or a hot chocolate in my case, because coffee's awful. I don't understand why people drink it, but nonetheless,
It like if you look at Star Wars movies, sidetrack here. If you look at the Star Wars movies, it's always been about the Obi-Wans and the Skywalkers, and like excluding like
to be fair, it's always been about the Kenobi and the Skywalkers.
the Kenobi. There you go. Not the first name. The second. The last one. You got it. You got me. So it's been about the Kenobis and the Skywalkers all the way through, like, and excluding Episode 7, Luke shows up at the end. It's like the only film, if Rey isn't a Kenobi, to have one of them be like a main thing. So if you have like that lineage where like the Skywalkers and the Kenobis are always helping each other,
I bet she's Boba Fett's daughter, or she's the adopted daughter of that blue elephant dude who plays in the band in Jabba's palace in Episode 6.
I mean, like, she's British. Like, I don't know, like, you can't... who could she be the daughter of? And it'd be like, oh, man, she's the daughter of this person. Or is it just like...
Do you think...
She's the daughter of some random peasants you've never seen before.
Do you think she's gonna take Leia's body at the end of this movie? She's like, put General Solo in the cargo hold. And it's like, oh, it's Boba Fett's daughter.
But that doesn't make any sense. Why would she be British and not Australian?
Because, Aaron.
Or not have a Mandalorian
Because there's
accent?
no Britain or Australia. It's Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's
but
got nothing to do with it.
Yeah, but the lineage should make sense, should it not? Like, you're not going to have, like, Anakin Skywalker wasn't super British, and then Luke was born, and he was just like, oh, hey, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, but, like, Anakin Skywalker grew up on a planet of people that didn't even sound fucking human. Like, he doesn't sound like Watto for some... Like, you know what I mean? Like, the accents are supposed
That would be the greatest
Her
thing.
dad is Watto.
Like, accents aren't
God.
inherited. They're based on the environment.
No, just instead of Darth Vader's, like, deep, intimidating voice, just here.
Then everyone you see like 50 people get up and walk out. Like, fuck this. Fuck this movie.
Because, remember, Jedi mind tricks don't work on Rey.
Well, I mean,
It all lines
there's
up.
been some comparisons where like Obi-Wan uses a lot of mind tricks throughout, like especially the original trilogy. The first thing he does is like, these are not the droids you're looking for, and so on. And then like the first Force trick that Rey does in the movies is a mind trick to like get Buddy to leave and drop his gun.
I'm pretty sure the first
So it's like I
Jedi
feel like
trick she
there's some
does
like linear like
is fly that fucking ship in a way that doesn't blow the two of them up.
if Rey isn't Obi-Wan's daughter, they by accident set up so many parallels throughout the narrative that it's like, oh yeah, well,
It's called a bait and switch, Aaron. It's part of the
probably
switch.
But is that not what happens with Star Wars, where they accidentally set up, like, Darth Jar Jar and nonsense like that? That's clearly not true, but it accidentally got...
To be fair, I think Lord Snoke is Anakin. Young Anakin. I think it's Jake Lloyd.
Oh my god.
I thought you when young Anakin, I think you meant Hayden Christensen, but you meant,
No,
okay,
I
yeah.
meant
Bit of
Jake
a
Lloyd.
distracted
Well, he has.
Tangent
I actually haven't heard him pronounce Coruscant yet. So we'll
Rey,
wait.
you mean?
What?
Rey's like, we need to go to Coruscant. And Rey's like, Anakin's daughter.
Do you think
Confirmed.
Rey's
granddaughter?
Do you think Rey's Lucas's
Would be
daughter?
Luke's
And this is
daughter.
his way of getting him into the canon. Like they're trying to bring him into his own canon. Like
Just
George
fucking
Lucas is
butt
now a
fuck the
character.
lore. Whatever.
He's like Tom Bombadil. He's super powerful, but doesn't do jack shit.
or like J.J. Abrams had planned for her to be like somebody else, and then Ryan Johnson's like, actually, she's gonna be Obi-Wan's daughter, and you're like, wow, darn it, you fucked my story. Not again, Johnson. And that's why he wanted to direct it. So
Maybe she's Mary Poppins. Maybe Disney's doing an elaborate thing to tie it all together.
Mary Poppins. It's just like bait and switch. The bait and switch is that it's MCU, Star Wars, Mary Poppins for some reason. All the same movie.
Jungle Book.
I can't wait for Ray and Finn to show up
Riddick
in
also, because
Infinity
Riddick's
War.
in the same universe as the MCU.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Is it?
Carl Urban
Oh,
is Vaco in this movie.
Also, have you noticed that like the three top elves in the Lord of the Rings, Galadriel, Elrond, and I forget the leader of the Mirkwood elves, whatever his name is.
Hugo Weaving.
No.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, but they all play villains in Marvel movies. Because Elrond or Hugo Weaving played Red Skull,
Where the hell am I
and
going?
and the
Kate
woman who played
Blanchett.
Kate Blanchett is playing Hel in the new Thor
Yeah.
movie, and then the dude who
Hela.
played what?
Hela.
Okay, well the goddess's name is Hel.
Well, her name is Hela in the movie.
Well,
But
they got it
okay.
wrong then. But when they get to
Take that, Kevin.
and the
Feige
dude who
or
played the leader of the
Feige-
Mirkwood elves
Feige?
played
Feige?
Rowan the Accuser in Guardians.
Get a better last name.
No, I never noticed that.
Yeah, I saw that on the internet earlier
was
this
pretty
week,
funny.
and I was like, oh wow, that's a thing.
Oh, you mean Lee Pace?
Yes,
There you go.
but I forget what that's not the elf's name because that'd be very
No, that's
on
the
Lord of the
actor's
Rings
name.
name for an elf.
He's
Yeah.
got a very deep, stoic voice.
Yes. Do you?
Like
you
he's
know,
good Ronin.
3 powerful elven rulers came together: Elrond, master of Rivendell.
He's also got very
and
bushy
practitioner
eyebrows.
of magic. Galadriel, leader of the White Council of the elves of, where she live? What are the
Yeah,
Give
I
it a
remember
go.
when Lee Pace also looked to
No,
his
where's
notes.
Galadriel live? I forget.
Yeah, give it a go. Think about the lights.
Riverdale.
That's not Riverdale.
It's Riven Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh
Is the-
my god.
Adam sometimes made the mistake of asking me to come up with a backstory in D&D.
Little did I
Never went his way.
Little did I realize that Rory actually doesn't care about anything. Oh my god, what was the name of that place? Anyway, it doesn't matter. And then we got Sammy, who is the leader of Mirkwood. He's a very powerful archer, and he has
Sammy.
he has a deer, I guess. There's definitely some sort of evil creature in here, right? Like a bear.
Man, it would be sweet if this game suddenly turned supernatural, but it's not going
Wouldn't
to.
it?
I said it would be sweet.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing with
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it wouldn't, and you were
Oh.
like, it wouldn't?
The so
Except it takes place in Canada, so it'd just be some random guy like, oh, sorry, didn't know you were in here.
Let me get I got the ski-doo down there at the cabin. Let me get you over there. We got some new stew there on the on the grill there, eh? They'll heat you right up.
Oh, man. Stalagmites.
so
Yeah, anyway, back to Justice League, I guess.
no, we don't have anything to say about Justice League.
Yeah, so Justice League looks fun.
I'm gonna watch it.
It looks it's
cool, like-
not a
The Justice League is cool. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
historically, like,
they're missing Green Lantern. I don't know why.
I think
Did they not?
I don't know what they're gonna do with Green
It's
Lantern.
Did they not have
racist.
the rights to Green Lantern?
Well, what it could be is that maybe the bad guy doesn't lend himself well to like a Green Lantern.
the bad guy is Darkseid, who doesn't really lend himself to anybody
Well,
because
that's a
he's
good
trying
point,
to kill
actually.
everybody.
Yeah, they I don't know what they're gonna do with Green Lantern. Actually, Green Lantern
Can I put this away?
not a great live
Oh my
action
God.
history, unfortunately.
No.
But
Well,
we all know
You've
that
had
you can,
one, and it was awful.
yeah, and it was so miserable they haven't touched it since.
and
but
it almost ended, I think, Ryan Reynolds' career.
well, he was always in shitty movies. But as we know, obviously from Deadpool, which is obviously another Ryan Reynolds role, you can rescue bad
Stupid
things,
wolf.
and Daredevil, and like basically everything, right? Like all superheroes that are good basically were once bad. There's been a
Yeah.
shitty version of basically every superhero now that's any good. The
Like instead of before Iron Man, there was Steel, which was an awful movie starring Shaft.
So I hope Justice
Oh, there's a
League is
wolf.
cool. In theory, Justice League is cool. So I mean, that's it.
Yeah, Wolf.
To be fair, Transformers is also cool, and look what
That's a
happened
good,
to that.
also a good point. So yeah, I hope they do a good job. What I hope is that we don't have another situation like we had with Batman v Superman, whereby we have a vastly superior director's cut that comes out after.
Oh, is it better?
Oh, it's way. I only watched the director's cut, And I like
Nurse,
Batman.
we have a glitch.
So this for the perspective is this. I only watched the director's cut, and I actually do like that movie.
Okay.
So like, and I hated Man of Steel, for instance. Like I although I love DC, I'm not just gonna like eat whatever nonsense they give me.
So if, ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever out in the woods and a wolf attacks, just wait for their AI to bug out, and then they run and start running into a wall.
Yeah, it's no problem. And so
Easy.
like, so I mean, what I hope is we don't have another situation like that, because no regular person gets the director's cut. That doesn't exist. That's for nerds and freaks like me. Like, you know,
Nerd is my word, Rory. You can't use that word.
we don't want that to happen. So I hope that they just do a good theatrical release. That'd be nice.
What?
What?
Oh, right. I thought you were still talking about like the Injustice game.
No,
or
I'm saying
something,
I just hope they
but
do
the
like a
film.
proper, good theatrical release and don't
Yep.
screw with it too much.
Yeah, just make a good movie.
Yeah, like there's
Marvel's
no
done like 18 of them at this point. It's not hard.
So,
Apparently.
coming off of that, we got a teaser trailer for John Boyega's next project, which is Pacific Rim 2, The Pacificing.
Did we get a teaser trailer?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't even see that. I just saw the news about the delay. Do we have two stories on this? Oh,
Well,
the
basically, all the
Pacific Rim?
teaser
Okay,
trailer
cool.
was is it just said that there's new Jaegers.
Oh, okay.
He's piloting.
Yes, I heard about this.
I forget what he's piloting. Gypsy Avenger, I think, is John Boyega's
Mm-hmm.
Jaeger. I mean, we didn't get to see anything. It was just basically John
Yeah.
Boyega acting.
Yeah, we're not going to see it for a long time
Yeah, because
either.
it's been delayed to what 2022 or something.
It's like March of 2018. So,
All right.
like, I mean, you know,
What year is it now?
2017.
Okay, that's fine.
So we're gonna have to wait a little while to see that. I
Mm.
mean, Pacific Rim 1 was cool. Hopefully this one's cool too.
Yeah.
So
I wasn't
Aaron,
massive on it, but
Aaron, get ready to fight some Theragoids.
oh man, you know it. Couldn't be more ready.
All right, how are you gonna fight them? Is there some sort of update or beta?
I love that you make my segues like it has to be stupid.
Listen, Andrew's not on the show anymore. Somebody's
Okay.
got to do it.
Well, the Elite Dangerous 2.4 beta starts in 2 weeks, on the 17th of August, and that will introduce. It won't introduce the Thargoids immediately because they don't want to spoil the content because it's the beta. But that'll introduce a lot of like the new weapon systems and a couple of different new mechanics that will come with it, and then it will enter open beta shortly after that, or once the closed beta period finishes. And then it'll just go live. And then from day one, they said, from day one of release of 2.4, the Thargoids will be in it, and you will be able to interact with them fully.
And by
And they-
interact with them fully, you mean you are able to shoot.
You will be able to kill them, yeah. They kind of word it that way so that it's like you don't have to kill them.
You're gonna kill.
They're giving players the option to, be passive towards them once they get fully integrated. That's not going to happen. They're going to get
Because-
shot to shit the second we have the option to.
I really like the idea
But,
of in real life, like remember in the movie First Contact, Star Trek First Contact, Rory, when I forget the dude's name, the human who creates warp.
Zephram Cochrane.
Zephram Cochrane, when he goes to have first contact with the Vulcans, it would be really funny if in real life some dude named Spicy Boys was posted up in a tree somewhere with a sniper rifle and shot the Vulcan through the head with a high caliber rifle and just ended. That was it for Earth's friendly relationship with the Vulcans, who then came back with one spaceship and nuked us from orbit. Like,
Great movie.
That's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen here. Is the Thargoids like we come in peace, and the player base is gonna be like, oh yeah, well we don't really want to fight you. We want to see what kind of cool story reasons you got, and then the Spicy Boys are gonna come in or whatever they call themselves now.
It'll just be anybody, man. And like people do it now. Like they come across different signal sources where they find an anomaly and they drop into it, and it's a Thargoid ship hovering next to a now like disintegrated Corvette, and then they fly off because you can't shoot them yet, and then the players are just like unload on them and they're invincible because the narrative point hasn't gotten to where you're supposed to be able to shoot them yet, and it's just like, all right, well, clearly like just random people. You don't even need the SDC or the Spicy Boys.
I like the idea that the
to
Thargoids like,
do
well, the 150,000 times before this that we've tried first contact with these humans have failed with them unloading their weapons on us. But I got a good feeling about this one, and then it fails, ends in failure. So he's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it, war. Kill them all. It's fine.
Yeah, so it's going to be awesome. I'm looking forward to the new weapons and the new just all the new features that it comes with, because it's not always like the title content that is key in Elite. It's like all the other little changes that they make, and for some reason recently a lot of things that they just don't mention for whatever reason. Like one of the cool ones in the last update was asteroid bases. So it's like that's really cool. New interior, you know, like new economies to kind of add it away. If you used to do a lot of like bounty hunting inside of the ring of a planet, you can just go to one of those now, and it's like right next to where you're shooting shit. It's like super convenient, and they didn't say anything about it at all until it was in the game. So it's like it's just little things like that I'm looking forward to, outside of all the new weapons and Thargoid content. I don't know how to sleep in this, so maybe you can't yet. I don't know. Whatever.
Well, remember, there's that wolf you got to take care of.
Yeah, but I'm like exhausted and have hypothermia, so I'm.
What else can we talk about?
We can
here?
talk about Sega, because we were
Ooh.
talking about classic consoles.
Yeah.
Sega
/ new consoles, or whatever the hell Atari's working on
Yeah,
last week.
can we stop with this now? Or we're done, right? Can we fuck off with the classic consoles?
Apparently not, Aaron, because Sega is coming out with a classic console.
I like that it's companies that used to be popular and now they're like, oh man, Nintendo's doing it.
This is essential. This is all,
Did you die?
I don't know.
and this is yet another thing. Again, this is all like
I like that. Sorry to cut you off, Roy, but
Yeah.
I was like passing time to be warm to get rid of hypothermia. So I was playing cards and then I just died. I was like,
when me and Aaron see classic consoles, the first thing we're like, oh, you just get an emulator. But like this is even worse, because
how is it worse, Roy?
there's this thing where they were like, you know, like they'd shipped out these review copies of the console, but they shipped out the wrong stuff with like the wrong version of the software or whatever. So the review copies were broken. So there's this whole big like nightmare where people were like, hey, this console sucks, and they were like, well, no, actually it doesn't. You got the wrong console. Yeah, the console you have sucks. Like it's worse because there's people putting themselves through stress that don't need to be. It's worse than just people are making a thing and consumers are deciding to buy it or not buy it. It's people are making this thing and there's a big hassle. There's this whole bunch of like extraneous like annoyance that just it doesn't need to exist. This doesn't have to exist. This is the least efficient path to victory. It's stupid. This is a dumb idea. Stop it, please.
Yes.
Did you explain why the Sega one doesn't even work?
Yeah, because it shipped with the wrong stuff, and maybe it does work when it ships the right stuff. But who cares? Why are they shipping? Why is someone paying for shipping this? This is stupid.
What games come on it?
Whatever games. I think it's a Genesis specifically, right? It's a retro Genesis.
I didn't
So
really
what
look
games
at it.
were on the Sega Genesis? Like
There's only like
NBA
like
Jam.
5 that I can think of. There's like the Sonic games.
Just go to sleep. Just fall asleep, shithead. What? Let me go to sleep.
Like they did to your characters. Like, I'm exhausted. You can't fall asleep. You're stumbling around the fucking woods, blacking out.
I also just
It's too windy for you to sleep, Aaron.
I can't light a torch. I can't sleep. I can't see where the fuck I am. It's a cool game.
like
You're the one who wanted to play. You're the one. What is it about people who are like, oh yeah, you know what the best game is? Not Doom, where you can fight legions of the damned from hell and have a really good time with really awesome weapons. Not Elder Scrolls, where you can have an excellent role playing experience. Not a racing game, not a wrestling game, not a sports game. Let's have a game where all you do is die slowly in the Canadian Arctic.
You gotta have a game that we can play for the podcast.
Can I craft anything? No, you can't. You can only die slowly in the Canadian Arctic. Is there a story? The story is you die slowly in the Canadian Arctic. Is there a challenge mode? The challenge is to stay alive as long as you can before you die in the Canadian Arctic.
Also, like, I gotta ask a question about these classic consoles, which is that who the fuck has this much space that they can keep buying these things? Like, it's like you get the Nintendo Classic bullshit, you get the Sega Classic bullshit, and you can get the Atari Classic bullshit
And the
coming
SNES
soon.
Classic bullshit.
Yeah, and it's like, Who
Plus
has this much floor space?
Plus, there's all my other fabulous consoles and plug-and-play doodads.
Yeah, plus especially like if you already own a console, which let's face it, no one's first console is going to be this piece of shit.
How did it burn out?
You already own like something, probably multiple things, probably like a PS3 and a PS4 or some shit. Like you like where are you going to put all this stuff? I don't get it. You have to keep like no TV has this many inputs. You have to like keep unplugging and plugging in HDMI cables all the time.
You know what I hope they do? I really, really, really hope that they end up recreating the Sega Genesis experience. So later on, they're going to have a 32X Classic, and you have to, and it emulates 32 Classic, or it emulates like 32X Classic games, and you got to shove that on top of your plug and play console, and then. You also later on there comes a Sega CD Classic, which replicates 30 classic Sega CD games that you also have to shove on top of your Genesis, just to really recreate how desperate fucking Sega is.
Like I feel like people like this also don't understand that like making things costs money. If you're gonna make a physical object, you're gonna be rather than if you somehow let's pretend that Nintendo has like its own launcher. They're gonna make I hate other launchers. I hate it when every company decides to make its
they
own
would totally
games
do
launcher, right? But like,
Yeah, you got to go through like Nintendo Lab or something.
yeah, let's just say you did. Let's just say you have your own launcher and they just release all the games on PC. That would be infinitely better than making a physical object.
Didn't Sega already come out with some? Oh, look, a car, you're saved. Didn't Sega already make a fucking thing where what it was?
That was a really weird. Oh, this is safe. That was a really weird way of saying that.
So hungry.
Everything.
Well, didn't Sega already make a CD that was nothing but like had 30 classic Genesis games on it that you could get for the Xbox?
They've
360?
released all of their games on one disc every year for like the past 15 years, Adam.
That's the thing they don't seem to realize is that not people, Sega. They don't seem to realize that like
Everyone already has 200 copies of all their games.
yeah, not only that, but everyone already has the hardware to run your games in the computer. In fact, the computer industry has done your job for you. Take advantage, sell them the games. Don't bother selling the hardware. Everyone's got the hardware.
I gotta be honest with you, Roy. You're not pronouncing it right.
What are you talking about?
It's not pronounced Sega. It's pronounced Sega.
That is a good point, and I apologize for my sacrilegious behavior.
There's 85 games included in this, including Contra, Hard Corps, Earthward Jim, Aladdin, Castlevania Bloodlines. Oh no, wait, no, those are not included.
Oh. Just sell all your games in a bundle. You won't have to spend any money,
Or
and
you
you'll
can,
make
like,
money.
I'm sure you got all of those games that are on that console in a cereal box in 1998.
Exactly, yeah. Just release them in a package on a computer. Release them in a zip folder or some nonsense with its own launcher.
And every other game that they've released, I'm sure people have already torrented or pirated because people did that when the console was brand new.
Yeah, exactly. It's infuriating to like look at this antiquated nonsense.
All right, let's look at this. Let's see what's here.
It's got to be frustrating though, as like executives to
God.
watch Nintendo do it successfully, and then you
Yeah.
fail at it. I guess maybe because everyone already owns all your games. You gotta just
Also,
like,
name
drip feed 'em.
recognition is,
Yeah.
but I think like
So it has Alex the Kid, Alien Storm, Altered Beast, which is let's just go through the good ones. Altered Beast, Alex the Kid. It has Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, which was not great. Golden Axe has the Golden Axe trilogy, which is pretty good. Phantasy Star 2 and 3, not Phantasy Star 1. Sonic and Knuckles.
God damn it.
It has all the Sonic games, so if you want that. But you can get the Sonic games elsewhere. Mortal Kombat 1, 2, and 3.
Mortal Kombat 1. All right.
How much is this console? Did we say that?
Whack-A-Wolf.
How much is this? Yeah. How much does this cost? Do we know? Does
It
everyone have a
comes
price
with
figure?
both T-Rex Memory Match and Yawning
Are the games like
Triceratops
on the
and
console?
Meatloaf Rotation.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
It's like a plug and play
Yeah, it's a
type
plug and
deal.
play.
Remember
yeah.
the best game, Meatloaf Rotation?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. The
And Whack-A-Wolf. I'm gonna say that this game costs.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume. Oh, there we go.
I'm gonna go with
Nope.
$80. Let's see what it says on Amazon. Let's go to Amazon here.
So I got some bugs there, Hinterland.
What do we got?
Look how much that costs.
Yeah, so it's $100. Is this Amazon.com or .ca?
This is Amazon.com.
Okay, so it's 100 American dollars. Oh
It
wait,
does
yeah,
come
but
with
they're
more.
gonna.
It does come
they're
with
probably
more
gonna
games
unify,
than
but-
the than the SNES Classic, which only comes with 30. But the games aren't nearly as good. At least with the NES Classic, they were good classic games.
Yeah.
Like they were games people wanted to play, like Contra and Super Mario Bros. 2 and 3, and Metroid and Legend of Zelda and all that kind of stuff, and whatever.
And Aaron, you brought up a good point when you said that Nintendo, like, it must be frustrating for them to watch like Nintendo do it and sort of get away with it. But I also think it goes back to like I feel like what a lot of these companies are missing is just because something works, it doesn't make it the right idea.
Genesis can't what Nintendo does.
And
Yeah,
so
I mean,
this
fair
is-
enough. It's all just like the drip feed of Nintendo and how they like how their business model works, and that like people are crying out for stuff, and every like decade they'll release one thing people wanted,
Genesis.
Yeah.
and that somehow adds more hype
graphics.
instead of taking away from it.
Do this on
You know?
Nintendo.
So what else?
I don't know.
Do
Well,
we
it's
have
just
anything
really
else to
two other
talk about,
things.
or-
We can wrap it up.
Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. Stardew Valley, a long time ago, if you remember that game. Cool game,
I do.
Harvest Moon game. That's finally getting multiplayer soon, early next year. It's going into beta relatively soon, and then coming out next year. But it seems cool because it's got like it's kind of integrated where the co-op players aren't really just like drop in, drop out kind of. They can help you and do nothing else. They become a farmhand and then can kind of interact with your world.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's online co-op. They can marry other NPCs. I think you can marry each other, like player and player, and like build different things. You're basically the main player minus all the big decisions, and they can kind of contribute to the world in
Right.
their own way on the same farm. So it's pretty cool in that way. I think it's good integration of the multiplayer, and I'm kind of looking forward actually to going back into it and maybe doing some co-op with people.
I think you'll be swiftly disappointed when you meet the people. But
Why? What do you mean?
well, I mean, are you gonna play with your friends?
Oh yeah, I'll probably play with
Oh,
Dave or
okay, yeah.
something.
I thought you just meant like some
I'm
randoms.
not. It's gonna be like 12-year-old girls. Or
What
I'm not doing
happened
that.
in this community? People just abandoning their cars on the side of the road. Also, don't need that anymore, I guess.
To
I
be
didn't mean to
fair,
throw it.
we're in paradise right now.
Yeah, just CBS. Hello,
just a bunch of
Jordan?
people sneaking up on him, waiting to stab him.
Tim Hortons. You got your toaster still turned on? Hello.
We went to Tim Hortons last week after the podcast, and it was like 12 o'clock, and we were like, "Hey, can I have a bagel toasted?" And it says, "Yeah, we just turned our toaster off, so no."
It's like, why the hell you open 24 hours if you're gonna turn the fucking toaster
Yeah,
off? Go home.
uh,
Lock the doors and go
and
home.
forget about that. Right across the street, there's a McDonald's where you forget about anything that is a baked apple pie because you're not getting a baked apple pie because they've run out. I even asked them before I order now. Like I'm like, you guys have baked apple pies?
never have 'em,
right?
man.
And they're like, oh yeah, we've got them in today.
They have like
And I'm like,
6
okay, I'll
at
have a
5 in
baked
the
apple
morning,
pie.
and that's it.
Guy comes back like 5 minutes later. He's like, we don't have any baked apple pies. I'm like,
They always do it. Every fucking time. Every
How?
time. There's like, oh, can I have apple pies? Oh yeah, yep. And then you go up to the thing like, oh, we don't got those.
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Then
it's like
fucking
why?
check, man.
Like what? And why don't you like have any? Like there, I've
'Cause they
never
have-
seen anyone get one.
They have because you got to be there super early in the day.
Apparently so. It go like
got, like,
10:30, they're
7.
all gone.
Yeah, they got like 7, and that's it.
It's like Georgetown Bakery, except not near as good because
Which
the-
is a local bakery.
yeah,
in
it's a
town.
local bakery. It makes
Wow,
really
you
good bread.
You did not toss that very.
It doesn't really do like. Well, I've never really had any like pastries or anything from
Hang on,
there.
hang on.
Turbo loud,
Hi-ya.
makes everything, but they but yeah, they do really good like bread and bagels
Yeah.
and stuff.
So can I
Bagels
be
are
honest with
legendary. Yeah. Okay.
Just
sure.
to wrap this up, kind of.
I have one more topic to get to.
Okay,
before
go
you-
ahead.
Well, it was. I think I don't know if it was in a video or if we were just having a discussion, but we were discussing whether or not GTA 5 would get further content development post Red Dead Redemption 2's release.
Uh-huh.
And recently, Take-Two have come out and said, they haven't explicitly stated that, yeah, we're going to be making content for GTA after Red Dead comes out, but they said they don't anticipate a drop or a significant drop in GTA Online's activity, the player base, post the release. So that to me is like they're creating these different ecosystems of players, and that they worded in kind of like
That's ecosystems.
ecosystems, where a game isn't necessarily competing against a game of the same, developer. It's competing against like text messaging and Netflix and going to the movies.
Right, yeah, I see what
it's
you're saying,
competing
yeah.
against everything that is a form of entertainment, and so there was no disparity between Red Dead Redemption 2 and GTA Online. Even if I guess if there is a split, it's like they're still getting money from both sides. you know?
Yeah.
So
And
so-
I agree that forms of entertainment should be compared with each other more than they are.
yeah.
Like that's one of the things. Like the UFC always kept in mind with their model when they were getting going is like they're like, we're not competing with football, we're competing with a Saturday night movie.
Yeah,
We want you to stay home and watch this. Means you're not doing anything else.
Yeah, and that's a good way of putting it, because it's not, it's like people are like, Battleborn or Overwatch. Well, it's like also, for some people, it's, Overwatch or,
To be fair, for
go
most
out to
people,
dinner or
it's
something.
Yeah.
Overwatch or we're not playing that kind of game. Nobody bought Battleborn except me and you, Aaron. And we
Yeah,
didn't
I
finish it.
still say Battleborn is a better game.
I'm
Battleborn is a better game
I
than
mean, I'm not
Overwatch.
gonna argue, just because I don't care.
What is that fucking rabbit doing?
Man, he's moving.
It looked like it was shitting on the ground, and I disrupted it.
I don't play Overwatch or Battleborn.
So,
I mean, I
I
don't
don't
play
have time,
Battleborn
but
anymore. Either.
just can we wrap up?
Yeah, let's do
but
it.
you want to be honest.
Yeah.
first.
So, just to be honest, this game looks really boring. Like
You're not wrong, Adam.
Nothing happens in this game. It'd be like booting up Skyrim, and you're going in that wagon, and then the wagon crashes, and then you spend the next 3 hours.
Yeah, but you don't
Not
have
doing
any.
anything.
You don't have an attention span.
Yeah, well, I do.
Well, you don't for interesting things. But if somebody's like, "Oh, zombie survival, apocalypse survival," I want a survival game that's realistic. Well, there you go. This one.
I guess, but why don't you just go
apart from that
camping then?
moonwalking
But
rabbit,
I
it's
definitely
pretty-
think this probably fills a market.
It does fill a very niche market. This is definitely not for me. If you like games with more substance than this is probably as close to a hardcore simulator as you can get of being out in the woods.
Now let's bring this full circle. We just got a text message from Telus. Oh, I did anyway. It was apologies for the experiencing issues in mobility services today.
Is that what it says? Apologies for the
the
experiencing
experiencing
issues.
No, hang on.
Pepsi
Oh,
juice.
you may have experienced
you're on
issues.
You
I
owe
was
me
reading
Pepsi.
No, I
the
don't.
abridged one.
He owes me Pepsi.
Experience issues accessing your Telus mobility service today due to a network or a service interruption on a shared network.
Service interruption.
Yeah. Thanks,
Yeah.
contractor guys. We would like to thank you for your patience and understanding. I mean, I had no choice, so.
Yeah, we just rambled on how stupid it was on the
Yeah.
podcast. I don't think we were patient or understanding personally.
I'd find that apology more sincere if Bell said we'll give you, 6 hours of free internet. You don't have to pay for or whatever.
It wasn't really Telus' fault, though.
Well, it is.
Bell should be like, free month.
Yeah.
There you
To
go.
be fair, it is their fault though, because even if they weren't the one that could cut the cord, they were the one in the position that let the cord be cut.
Well,
What kind of
Telus,
service provider has a
It's
system?
Bell, not Telus.
Oh, fair enough. I guess.
Yeah, Telus aren't going to take the fall for another company's issue.
Did I get an
I'm
email
surprised
from Bell?
I'm
with
surprised
Bell.
they
I
messaged
didn't
me
get
at
an
all
apology.
and said apologies, because it wasn't their fault. Anyway, apparently everything in Canada is on one network apart from Rogers, because Rogers sucks anus.
It does suck, Andy.
And
I'd rather have no internet than go with Rogers.
Yeah,
I'm
so
being
there you go.
honest.
Anyway, that'll do it. So that's the long dark.
Hopefully next
I
week
did
we'll
it
play
no
something with a bit of
justice.
substance.
I mean, I think there's something there if you want to get into a cool little narrative. It's got David Hayter and Jennifer Hale in it.
Definitely don't have other games that are much more interesting than that.
I mean, that's
What
a
you
bit
could do-
biased, Adam. It doesn't have dragons in it. It doesn't have fantasy. It doesn't have Dragon Ball Z characters. Dragon Balls. Whatever. Check it out if you want. If not, then fuck you. We'll see you next time.